Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to G1 Climax 2015. We are on day 13, and we have our New Japan World player set to 1 hour and 35 minutes exactly. 1:35:00. Kota Ibushi and Bad Luck Fale are currently in the ring. I believe their match is first, and we will be hitting the play button on go. 3, 2, 1, go. And it looks like the ref is patting down Bad Luck Fale, make sure he doesn't have any illegal objects. Now moving over to Kota Ibushi. And oh, look at this. Fale just charging in, going after Ibushi right off the bat.
And that's very
now
telling.
The bell rang. The bell just rang.
That's very telling to me that Fale already going on the attack because you know he's got the size and weight differential in a very sizable way. You know, it's not a small disparity, and yet he still felt the need to get the jump on Kota Ibushi, who was trying to take the fight to the underboss, Bad Luck Fale.
And it's worth noting that aside from our main event tonight between Tanahashi and Shibata, this is actually the match with the highest total of wins between the two competitors. Fale has 4, Ibushi has 3. It's also worth noting, though, that if Ibushi loses this match, he will be mathematically eliminated from the potential of winning his block.
Very interesting. So the stakes are quite high for Ibushi, and his face just made contact with the apron. Fale in firm control right now.
John, just as a reminder, wasn't Ibushi your pick early on to win the whole thing?
That is correct, and to see him this close to the edge, this close to falling over and being mathematically eliminated, and then just his sternum hitting that guardrail. And when you're being Irish whipped by the power of someone like Bad Luck Fale, the velocity that you collide with that guardrail, it cannot feel good on the human anatomy.
Absolutely not. I mean, looks like Fale in firm control here, taking control of this match early on. This is almost what he did to beat Makabe, isn't it?
Absolutely. He took him everywhere, and then he just pummeled him in the ring, and now they're in the outside among the fans, and Bad Luck Fale knows this is his matchup right now. This is his world. Kota Ibushi is just an intruder in it, and now he's going to take part of the guardrail there, and he's going to slam it down on Ibushi. Disgusting actions by Bad Luck Fale. You're bigger than pretty much everybody on the roster. You couldn't get any more David versus Goliath between these two, and he still felt the need to just beat on this poor kid and use excessive force with that guardrail. Now Ibushi's going to try and rally back here. There is no quit in Kota Ibushi. We really found that out when he took AJ Styles not only to the limit, but he beat AJ Styles.
Just to clarify, to explain to everybody what would happen if Ibushi would lose this match, the reason he would be mathematically eliminated would be a combination, because he would be 3-4, and that would put Bad Luck Fale up to 5-2, which means that if Ibushi won his last 2 matches and Fale lost his last 2 matches, Fale would still have the win over Ibushi because of the head-to-head win.
Absolutely. And now look at that. Fale, just all of his weight. I mean, Ashton, can you imagine somebody the size of Bad Luck Fale standing on you like that? I mean, Ibushi's got to be in a ton of pain right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Bad Luck Fale might as well be the big show of New Japan.
Absolutely. Just imposing his will on the entirety of this situation. And now Ibushi going to try and fight from the ground up. There are the shots.
Oh.
And one clubby blow, though, resets all that from Fale.
Oh, and he's just the cocky pin, the foot on the chest, and Ibushi kicks out. I didn't think the refs would go as far as to even count those pins, but I guess they do sometimes.
When you're as intimidating as Bad Luck Fale, you tell that man no. And now he's going to get
into the Tongan grip.
The Tongan grip here. And that has got to drive all the energy out of Ibushi. And, I mean, I hate to give Bad Luck Fale credit, but it's such smart strategy here, because what he's been doing from the jump is ground Kota Ibushi, because I know I use that line a lot, regaining the vertical base, but with a guy like Kota Ibushi, the vertical base literally is everything.
Yeah.
That's how you start up the momentum. That's how you get the aerial offensive off the ground. So Fale knows this. Any other man, yeah, it sucks when you're on your back. For Kota Ibushi, it's the biggest disadvantage you could possibly be afforded, and Bad Luck Fale making good work of it here. And just look at the pain etched in Ibushi's face. Now he's going to shoot the half, just fall into the cover. 2! And Ibushi still kicks out.
Even if only barely.
Well, I mean, just imagine, Ashton. I mean, you talked about Nagata with his ribs. Everything is a labor. And with the way Ibushi's just being thrown around and knocked around, everything has got to be a chore right now. How do I get the guy down? How do I get his mass off of me in pin attempts? Like, Kota Ibushi's mind has got to be racing here. And Bad Luck Fale has not let up. Give it to Bad Luck Fale. The man thinks. You know, he doesn't have so much confidence in his own will that he doesn't follow up. He's on Kota Ibushi as well as he can be given the circumstances. Now they're on the outside again, and another gut shot, another body shot by Bad Luck Fale.
And you know, my thing, John, too, is that to me, if you think about the prestige, or really lack thereof, when it comes to beating or even losing to Bad Luck Fale, normally you wouldn't think of it as a big deal. If you beat him, well, I mean, it's cool, but really, who'd you beat? But if you lose to him, it's one of those things where he's a giant, it makes sense that you would lose to him. It's kind of a meaningless match most of the time. But in this case, this is Kota Ibushi's biggest match of the tournament, because this is his match to stay alive.
Absolutely, and he just tried to there. He got off the moonsault, and Kota Ibushi. See, I would advise normally in 99% of situations to, you know, try and build an offensive, but Bad Luck Fale is that 1%. I'm wondering instead if Kota Ibushi shouldn't use this time to recover, to recuperate, to gather himself.
Or I mean, he even could have, if he wanted to, he could have taken that opportunity to try and go back in the ring and take a countout victory.
Oh, measuring Bad Luck Fale here. I don't know if that's
Springboard,
smart by Kota Ibushi.
Drop kick, he hit it.
He got it.
It didn't even take Fale off his feet though.
Yeah, Fale
now
staggering.
The strike combination from Ibushi gets Fale down to one knee, and a kick to the chest puts him on his back.
Could it be the
Are we going to get a moonsault here? Corkscrew moonsault.
We got it. Yes, hooks the leg here. Hooks that massive tree trunk leg. And yeah.
Oh, springboard lion salt.
Yeah, beautiful.
Pin 1, 2. Fale kicks out again.
Fale stays in it. Fale stays in it.
The crazy thing with Fale is he doesn't even really need to kick out. He's just so big and strong. He just kind of rolls over to one side, and it's enough to get Ibushi off of him and get one of his shoulders off the mat.
Exactly. Bad Luck Fale, one hell of a mammoth of a man. And
another kick to the chest there. That's the same one that put Fale on his back a couple seconds ago. The second one, and Fale is starting to absorb these a little bit better.
There's a third there. Kota Ibushi off the ropes
here. Oh, but Fale, Samoan drop maybe. Samoan drop.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, my God. And see, that's what we talk about so many times, Ashton, in Bad Luck Fale matches. When you're a guy the stature of, say, a Shibata or an Ibushi, you can get an offensive flurry, and it could be beautiful, and it could be impressive. One straight-up ugly maneuver from Bad Luck Fale totally levels the playing field once again.
And I want to emphasize what you said there. Ugly. There's nothing pretty about Bad Luck Fale's offense, but it gets the job done. And if it didn't, he wouldn't be 4-2 right now.
I mean, see, that's the thing about Bad Luck Fale. You think he gives... just colliding with Ibushi there. Stop my train of thought. That massive humanity colliding with Ibushi.
Huge splash here.
He got it. Good God. How is...
That was only a 2 count.
Ibushi somehow staying in this. He's got a pulse. And I'll tell you something, as long as this kid's got a pulse, he'll fight to the bitter end.
Oh, he wants a grenade. Fale wants a grenade now.
Oh, if he gets it off here, it has to be over. Ibushi's got to think of a way to survive. Oh, good God, this could be it here.
Oh, he goes for the Rana, and he gets it.
He got it!
1, 2. Oh, but Fale kicks out. Man,
I thought that was 3.
Last-ditch effort there by Ibushi. Oh, but Fale takes his head off with a lariat.
My God, I thought that was 3, and now he's going to go for the grenade again after that lariat.
And he gets it. That's got to be it. This might be the end of Kota Ibushi's G1 2015.
1, 2.
Oh, but Ibushi kicked out.
Wow, Ibushi stays in it. Are you kidding me? Bad Luck Fale, I think he's shocked.
He knows how much this match means.
Oh, man, but imagine, though.
Oh, the Bad Luck Fall could be coming for Ibushi. He needs to get out of this.
Ibushi's got to think of a counter here. It could
Another
be
Hurricane Rana. No, Fale.
Oh, Fale had it scouted. Fale had it so well scouted. And now Fale, oh, my God, he's going to powerbomb Ibushi.
Oh, my God, no. He's still going for the Bad Luck Fall.
Oh,
and he gets it.
And he got it. That's it. That's it.
2, 3.
3 count.
And in 3 seconds, Kota Ibushi's dreams of winning the G1 Climax this year are dashed.
I really thought he was going to do better. I even, envisioned him, again, going to the finals and winning the thing. But Bad Luck Fale, the dominance, that power, the Bad Luck Fall does the damage. And I'll tell you what, and here's the thing, we got to be honest about it. You and I don't sugarcoat anything. Kota Ibushi, he's got the heart of a lion. He's the golden star. He's got a bright future. But Bad Luck Fale dominated that contest. He dominated. And that's just how he does business. 5-2 is Bad Luck Fale. He is now really in a nice class with 5 wins.
Yeah,
You know,
who has he lost to? I know he lost to AJ, right?
he lost to Naito, and who else? I don't. Did he face AJ yet? I didn't think he faced
I
AJ
feel
yet.
like AJ has already faced all of his
It
G1
was
or all of
Shibata.
his.
It was
Oh, that's
Shibata.
right. Yeah. So then did Fale even I guess Fale hasn't faced Styles yet. For some reason I felt like AJ had already faced all of his Bullet Club stablemates, but I guess not.
I'll tell you what.
That's going to be an interesting match in a couple days, or it's either going to be either 2 or 4 shows.
Absolutely. All the
I mean,
respect.
it's crazy to think about, but the A block only has 2 matches left under their belts.
I know. And now we're getting ready for our next contest
Oh,
here.
this is going to be incredible. Naito versus Toriano. The match of the mind games. The mind games match of the century.
I mean, we talked about it so much yesterday, Ashton, when they were in tag team action against each other. Who do you think has the stronger mind games? From where you sit, if you were to interact with one of these men, who would put you off more mentally, Toru Yano or Naito?
Definitely Naito.
I'd have to agree with you there.
Because I think with Toriano, it wouldn't put me off as much. It would just make me want to kill him even harder.
Right.
Whereas with Naito, I would be getting really like confused, frustrated, all kinds of just negative things that would put me off my game for sure.
But the terrifying thing is here's what it comes down to. Toru Yano, his style of wrestling, the techniques, the trickery, everything else, it's predicated on human nature.
Yep.
It's human nature for us to get frustrated by things we don't understand. Now, I don't want to make Naito seem like a
Oh wow,
god.
it looks like his cut healed up quite nicely.
Actually, yeah, it did. He still got a little bit of a shiner, it seems like, underneath the eye. There's still a bit of discoloration, but yeah, he
Yeah,
looks a lot better than he did.
and you can tell there's still I don't know if there's tape on it or if it's just a scar maybe.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised by how quickly he's healed up.
And I mean, I don't want to commit hyperbole here, folks, and say that Naito's some kind of god, that he somehow has overcome human nature, but there is an eerie calm about Tetsuya Naito ever since, he joined that faction and then came back.
Los Ingobernables.
Los Ingobernables. I probably pronounced that horribly. My
Yeah,
apologies.
well, I mean, you skipped a few consonants, but it's all right.
I really tried. I want to know that was a sincere effort by me, so I hope I didn't offend anybody. But yeah, he did join that faction, and just a totally different mindset. I mean, a mindset that you and I have gravitated towards. Have I gotten a little hot under the collar by Naito's blatant disrespect? Yes. But I will never take away that this man is one of the best athletes that New Japan has. And much like Tomohiro Ishii, a man that I believe could be world champion on any given night if given the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this may be his opportunity. If he wins this thing, he goes to Wrestle Kingdom 10. He faces Okada. And I got to be honest, this Naito versus the Rainmaker, you
Mm-hmm.
got my butt in a seat. And
Yeah,
now,
that's an intriguing matchup too because Okada likes to use some mind games where he kind of makes everything seem a little bit more casual than it really should be. Naito is the exact counter to that.
Ashton, I can tell you right now, visualizing an Okada and Naito matchup, you know the spot where Okada kind of pats the chest against the ropes.
Yeah,
I can,
Okada might not get away with that against Naito.
well, here I was even getting ready to say, if he did that against Naito, I guarantee you Naito would respond by spitting in Okada's face. He doesn't take kindly to being disrespected, but he will dole out all the disrespect in the world, and there he comes. It's such a strange combination, the juxtaposition of attire, because you've got the eeriness of the mask, again, that Doctor Doom-like mask that we've noticed since the first time we've seen it,
And
and
then
just the
like
very
almost a
formal suit.
professional vibe rocking to the suit.
Exactly, it's such a contrast. Maybe it's Naito kind of saying, like, the professional suit is what New Japan wants me to be, the consummate professional, being nice to the fans, doing this, doing that,
But
and
in
the mask is
reality,
who
I'm
I
a
really am. Exactly. Maybe that's what Naito's trying to tell us. I mean, I don't know. I have a tendency to read too much into things, so forgive me,
Well, I mean,
everybody.
I don't know if you've noticed, but even in the matches, he's got a very split personality where sometimes he'll kind of be that lax, disrespectful, lay back and let the other person just kind of deal with the fact that I'm not even trying. And then he turns it on and he's intense and hyper and aggressive and he goes after people unlike anyone else in New Japan right now.
Let me ask you something, Ashton. If you're Toru Yano, do you feel cornered right now? Because normally your mind games, everything, I mean, that's your go-to. That's your bag of tricks, and they usually pay dividends.
And look at that already. Toriano just squirt his water bottle on Naito's suit.
Yeah, but Naito, just look at that face. Look at those
You can't even
eyes.
see the face.
I mean, Toriano's laughing it up. Does he know what he's getting in the ring with? I
I don't
have
think he
to imagine.
does.
I don't think he does either. So I guess you just kind of answered my question because, I mean, Toru Yano doesn't seem to be off-put, but I think anybody else would be that kind of relies on the mind games that Toru Yano does.
This is kind of that scenario where you've got a jokester and like a serial killer, and the jokesters are like, "Oh, please, he doesn't have the balls," and then the serial killer does actually kill the jokester, and you're like, "Oh crap, I guess he does have the balls."
I mean, if I'm Toru Yano, the only thing I'm grateful for at this moment in time is that my cut is, apparently healed up, but that just gives Naito just a whole fresh canvas to create a whole new slew of injuries.
Yeah, and you know Naito likes to target the neck too.
Yeah, he loves to target the
He
neck.
loves that neck breaker onto the hardest surface he can find, whether it's the ring apron or an announce table or anything like that.
I have to apologize to everybody watching. There's just something about when Naito is in the ring, I almost take on this somber tone of voice because, I mean, Toru Yano is a guy, we laugh, Ashton. We've laughed a lot. We smile a lot. We enjoy him. No doubt we'll enjoy him here, but it's just such a
And
contrast
the
because
bell just rang.
the bell just rang,
Just to
folks.
be clear for everybody, we are currently at 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 38 seconds, 39, 40, 41, 42. I think I'm going to stop there. Just hoping that people can stay synced up with us in case they've been struggling. But right now, Naito is just kind of standing around, and Toru Yano is mocking him a little bit, but really no physical interaction yet. Naito hasn't even attempted to take his mask off yet, much less the suit.
I am scared for Toru Yano's
Immediately,
welfare.
Toru Yano goes out and grabs. Is that a flag or it's a jacket?
That's his
He puts
jacket.
his jacket on.
I'm
He's mocking Naito.
I'm scared for his welfare because the more he jokes, the more Naito has more rage to work with. To me, you know who I would liken Naito to when he's in this kind of state where he's just still in the attire and staring? He just gives off to me, and maybe it's just my childhood and I'm projecting, just such a Michael Myers vibe. Just,
Yes.
Michael Myers was just, they used to call him the shadow, just, the figure, because you could never really figure anything out. I remember this one quote from Dr. Loomis in the first film. He said, I knew that. And Toru Yano. I was going in my train of thought. Toru Yano's like, screw that. I'm going on the attack.
And he's choking, blatantly choking Naito with the jacket. The referee is just kind of letting it go. He's counting, but he's not going to break it up.
I think the referee's letting it go because it's like, Toru Yano, you need to live in this match, so I'm going to let you do what you need to do to make that happen.
Oh, Naito's about to kill someone right now.
Oh, shoots off the ropes,
Back elbow.
There's the back elbow.
And the drop kick.
And the drop kick, and that's going to send Toru Yano to the outside.
And that's going to be Naito's opportunity to take his suit off.
But to kind of finish my story from earlier, when asked about Michael Myers, he said, I knew there was pure evil when I would look into those eyes, and there was just nothing in those eyes. No remorse, no compassion, no feeling. And I look in Naito's eyes, and I just get that same vibe, and I'll be
See,
damned
now when I
if
look
it's
at
show them
Naito's
a back.
eyes, I almost see a sadness.
A sadness, huh?
Yeah.
You just gotta wonder what's going on in that man's head. I mean, you and I could be Freud and Jung all day long, but ain't gonna get anywhere. Naito is
Toru Yano trying to get back in the ring, but Naito not letting him. Just punched him in the
forearm.
face, knocking him back to the outside. And
now
Naito.
off the ropes.
Nope. Just gonna chill.
Wow. And there, I think, Ashton, is the schism, is the divide in the personality that you alluded to. Because, I mean, there's that very lax, very arrogant Naito, but just like that, there is a ruthlessness there that could come out. And Toru Yano, I think, is a little off-put. Look at how slowly he's like walking around trying to figure things out. I think
he's trying to talk to the ref to make sure Naito doesn't try and knock him off the apron again if he tries to get back into the ring.
It's funny that Toru Yano
now Toru Yano is mocking Naito, but he might want to watch out because Naito's back to his feet and a dropkick baseball slide there almost sends Toru Yano back to the outside. Naito is not putting up with any of Toru Yano's shenanigans today.
Do you think Toru Yano, still doing his jokes in the face of such a legitimate danger as Naito, is more courageous or stupid?
Definitely stupid. Definitely stupid. No doubt about that one.
No, Irish whip here.
But look,
Toru Yano with the reversal.
Toru Yano reverses.
Oh, right in the back, and that could be an opening. If Toru Yano, with all of our talk about the danger of Naito, was able to pick up the win here, and now he undoes the pad.
Oh, but no. He might be the fastest turnbuckle pad remover on the planet, but he didn't do it fast enough for Naito to not be able to stop him because Naito just broke up his movement. He stopped him from taking the turnbuckle pad off. That's not something you see very often with Toru Yano.
I don't think that's something we've seen yet in
Not yet.
One Climax tournament matches.
No.
So what does that tell you, folks? I mean, really,
That
I
tells
said
you that Naito isn't putting up with anything right now.
exactly. I mean, I said early on, I fear for Toru Yano's welfare, and the idea that Naito didn't even let that man get off the turnbuckle pad. Like this, I wouldn't even call it a sense of urgency from Naito, because a sense of urgency would imply.
He's digging in his. Oh, is that his eye or his scar? It looked like he
Oh,
was digging in his eye, but he might have been going after the scar.
I think he was digging in the eye. I think he's trying to visually impair on the worst possible level. And now the boot in the same area. Good God! And now
Shoves the
shoves
ref.
referee. Oh my God! This is where the other side takes over. The duality of Naito. So dangerous. And Toru Yano now is in a bad way here. Now just a boot on the face. Almost like saying, this man is garbage. I am so above
Oh, he's
this
picking
man.
things up. Neck breaker.
Neckbreaker. There it
Again.
is.
Yeah, Naito with his neck breakers, man.
Look at the
It's
lax
2 count.
cover, though.
Only a 2 count, but yeah, like you said, it was probably just because he did the lax cover. You never know. If he would have hooked a leg, hooked both legs, sunk it in deep, he might have gotten a win there.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I'll never deny Naito's ability. I'll never deny how good this man is. Could be a world champion any given night if afforded the opportunity. There is no question about that. Anybody who would question that, honestly, I don't know if you've been paying enough attention to Tetsuya
And
Naito.
again, shoves the ref a second time. And now going after the ref, actually, grabbing him by the shirt. Just kind of giving him a stern talking to, I suppose. Back in the ring with Toru Yano, and I'm surprised Toru Yano didn't go for a low blow there, to be honest.
And now, I can't believe he's trying to play it. And Naito, again, good God, the raking of those eyes. And I mean, Ashton, I've had my eyes irritated, and I've been visually impaired at times. Eye pain is the worst kind of.
Oh, Toru Yano finishes taking off the turnbuckle pad.
And he's holding on to it. I would use that as a weapon. And Naito collides with it.
I think now he's going to use it as. Oh no, he actually set it on the ground. So Naito collides with the bare turnbuckle there, and not Toru Yano doing it. Oh, but he ducked. He ducked, and Naito went over his head.
Toru Yano getting in a groove. Maybe there is some hope. He's commenting on his own intellect.
Do it again, Yano. Oh, and he turns around in time. Oh, but Naito doesn't care. He still rakes the eyes.
Absolutely. Battle of the mind games for sure. Oh my God!
Head first into the exposed turnbuckle. 1, 2. Naito kicks out though.
Oh, the kick out. And yeah, the mind game's really elevating on both sides.
Oh man, this is intense. These guys are really. I mean, the mind games are real. And look at the enziguri from Naito.
Beautiful form. It can't get any better than that. And now look at that. Oh, just steps on his throat, trips him up.
Now the triangle drop kick.
Triangle drop kick right there. Perfect. Perfection.
Such a cool combination.
Dude, Naito has just got an offensive game plan that he's implemented from the very beginning of this tournament. And I'll be damned if it's not one of the best strategies we've seen in this tournament.
Oh, and now just rubbing the face against the canvas with his foot.
I mean, do you know what that symbol that he does is all about when he
I have no idea.
I don't even know if I want to know, dude.
Anytime I see it, I feel like it's a reference to the all-seeing eye, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. There's a clubby blow right to the back of Toru Yano's head. Toru Yano, though, caught him. Inverted atomic up there.
I thought he was going to go for a spine buster. Oh, catapult into the exposed turnbuckle.
That could be a big moment there for Toru Yano. And now he's going to grab Naito here. Oh, he's got him up. Could it be a last ride here? Oh, no. Naito slides out of it. And now a rake to the eyes there by Toru Yano off the ropes. Oh, but now Naito catches the
inverted atomic drop of his own.
Oh, but now look at that. Toru Yano grabbing the referee. And, used against him.
This might be it.
That's
going to be it.
Oh, my God.
Toru Yano shenanigans played against him. And that's it. Naito wins. Unbelievable.
Oh, and now look at this.
Yeah, taking it to Toru Yano, teaching him a lesson.
Ashton, when was the last time you saw Toru Yano's tactics used against him? I mean,
Never.
To that degree.
Never.
Unbelievable. The legitimacy, the lethal, just absolute nature of Tetsuya Naito. And what does this bring his record to, Ashton? I'm guessing
5-2, I believe.
5-2. I'm telling you, if Okada loses tomorrow, that really, again, brings the playing field right back.
So now we've got Naito and Fale both at 5-2. Ibushi 3-4. I know Tanahashi and Styles and Shibata and I think maybe Makabe as well are all 4-2, but they all have matches coming up.
And again, if you're Naito, You're really hoping that Shibata loses, especially this match tonight against Tanahashi, because I mean, if
Actually,
Shibata,
you know what? Now that I think about it, I feel like Makabe's 3-3, isn't he?
I believe he did break 500 because I believe that was a remark we made yesterday.
Yeah, Makabe is 3-3. Styles, Tanahashi, and Shibata are all 4-2. Gallows and Tenzan are both 1-5. And our next match is actually Tenzan versus Styles. So fully expecting Styles to join Fale and Naito at 5-2.
Absolutely. But again, if you're Naito, I think you're going to be watching the Shibata Tanahashi matchup so closely because if it comes down to Shibata and Naito in the end, as great as Naito has been,
He lost
Shibata
it.
would win the block.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why these tiebreakers are
Definitely
so
cheering
important.
for Tanahashi because that puts you a win up on Shibata, and you've already beaten Tanahashi. So if you guys tie, you win the tournament. You win the block.
And I mean, Ashton, I gotta ask you. I mean, we talk about Shibata and Naito, and I'm not saying this tournament's over, but just hypothetically, if it and shoves the camera, of course, if it does come down to those two men, Naito and Shibata, I mean, obviously, the tiebreaker, but let's say that it doesn't come down to a tie and one of these men does better. If you're Okada, because you've got to be studying this block religiously, because any of these men could be your challenger, who would you prefer to face? Because Shibata's just got an intensity that can beat
Yeah.
anybody,
You
but
know what? I
Naito's
think
so
my thing. I
dangerous.
think I would rather face Shibata because Shibata might knock you out, but Naito could put you out of action for months.
Exactly. Honestly, and this is a scary thought, I don't even know if Naito cares about the world championship. I just think he wants to hurt the world champion. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he'd want to put him on the shelf. I think the
He
world
doesn't care.
championship,
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he cares as much about winning the world title as he does just making Okada suffer the pain of losing the world title.
exactly. Man's a sadist. And now we're getting ready here for Tenzan versus AJ Styles. Very interesting matchup. We know again that Tenzan is mathematically eliminated, so he really doesn't have any skin in the game with this matchup.
No, he really doesn't. But he could play spoiler here because I believe AJ Styles does have a victory over Shibata. So if Shibata and AJ end up tying at the end of this at the top, if AJ has, well, that's put it this way, Tenzan could put AJ a win below Shibata. That would cause Shibata to win the tournament.
Absolutely. And, like you said, I mean, that's the power of Tenzan at this point. Not necessarily going into business for himself,
Yeah,
but he
he's
could,
a
yeah,
spoiler now. And from here on out, that's his role. And that, honestly, sad as it may be, that's also now Kota Ibushi's role.
absolutely, yeah. Kota
And he's
Ibushi,
done it already. He's already beaten AJ Styles.
right,
So it's because of Kota Ibushi that AJ Styles is 4-2 and not 5-1.
absolutely. But the Golden Star did burn out tonight, losing to Bad Luck Fale. I mean, in really dominant fashion on Fale's part. Now AJ Styles in the ring here.
How odd is that about Fale? I mean, he wins some and he loses some, but there are some matches where he just absolutely dominates.
I know. It's scary to think about. And AJ Styles, he has got his game face on. He is so ready. He knows, hey, if I can beat Tenzan, I'm up at 5-2, and that's a beautiful place to be.
And you've got to wonder if AJ Styles does manage to win this, how much closer does that get him with all things considered? Because has he faced Tanahashi yet?
He has not faced Tanahashi yet.
So Tanahashi has got a pretty stacked rest of the card because he's got Shibata tonight, and then he's got AJ Styles at some point. But then also his last opponent, other than those two, is Makabe. So Tanahashi's going to struggle. But again, it really comes down to the one-on-one matchups because I could see Tanahashi, Bad Luck Fale, AJ Styles. I think actually, you know what? I think that a couple of those guys face each other, but I could see 3 or 4 guys in this block ending with a 6-3 record.
Absolutely. And now here comes Tenzan. And Tenzan, like you said, gets to play spoiler, but it's got to be a chip on his shoulder, even though he's mathematically eliminated. If he could beat AJ Styles here.
Wow,
Just
look at the light show going on right now in the arena. Wow, it's crazy.
absolutely.
And Tenzan coming out with that mask on. I still don't know what purpose that even serves. I mean, it's not intimidating in the least bit.
I think hey, whatever makes him comfortable. I feel like he just exudes a certain style. Tenzan, very unorthodox. between the Mongolian chops and everything else. Now, I mean, AJ just looking so focused. AJ knows, hey, I can't allow this guy to sully my G1 Climax tournament experience. I've got a good record going. I can make it stronger here. That's what it's about for AJ Styles. Now Tenzan going to come in the ring here. I mean, you definitely have to give the advantage to AJ because I think AJ's very motivated. He knows
Oh,
what a win here
absolutely.
would mean.
I'm picking AJ to win this match, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's impossible for Tenzan to.
Absolutely.
Tenzan, I mean, there are a lot of different advantages that AJ Styles has over Tenzan, but you can't ignore the size advantage that Tenzan has.
Absolutely.
Size, and I would argue maybe even power.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. But you know what? Again, power, the perfect complement to that is technique, and Tenzan certainly has some, but nobody has better technique than AJ Styles. I mean, that's why they call him the phenomenal one.
Yeah,
Guy
I
is
mean,
so good.
those Mongolian chops hit hard, but they hit even harder on smaller opponents. And AJ, I think AJ might even be smaller than Kota Ibushi. And if you remember, Ibushi was one of the few people to go down to a single Mongolian chop when they fought.
Absolutely.
Oh, and now AJ is angry at the crowd. He told them to shut up.
Yeah, AJ not taking kindly to this audience here. Well, I think AJ, he's got to be a bit pissed because, I mean, to your point, Ashton, Tenzan's playing spoiler. It's not even like AJ's got to look at him. He's got to be like, why are you still even here? You
Yeah, you've
can't
got to
even
one.
win.
That would be my kind of state of mind too. Is if you are still in this and you're put up against somebody that is mathematically eliminated, you would almost just kind of like send them like, hey man, I'll give you $50 if you just drop out and forfeit. And because we know that forfeit victories can happen because we saw it happen with Nakamura and Elgin, right?
Absolutely.
Because at this point, what purpose does even worrying about trying to fight serve? And now I guess it comes down to Tenzan not wanting Bullet Club to represent New Japan. He doesn't want AJ to win the tournament and get a championship match.
It's got to be that pride issue. And now look at just him wrenching on that side headlock as AJ on Tenzan.
Yep.
And now Tenzan, I think, is going to shoot AJ off the ropes here. He does. But AJ, though, look at that, maintaining the positioning.
See, Tenzan, that's why mullets are out of style and have been for 30 years.
Excellent by AJ Styles. It's one thing to just do the break and do your business, but AJ wants to keep the hold. And I admire that. And again.
Yeah, again, grabs the hair.
Magnificent by Styles. Look, he's so proud of himself, as he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, hell.
Yeah, the devilish laugh from AJ Styles actually caught me by surprise. That was kind of funny.
Oh, man, and AJ now shoots off the ropes, but tries the shoulder block. Tenzan, though, eats it.
Here's the power advantage I was talking about. Tenzan's a little bit bigger than AJ and definitely built more thick than AJ. And again, look at that. Takes AJ down with a shoulder block when AJ had momentum.
Wow.
And I remember you always talk about how the faster you're going, the more that hurts.
Absolutely. And you can even see AJ visibly wince.
And another Mongolian.
Chops.
That's two. And the third one takes AJ down. I guess AJ isn't quite as frail as Kota Ibushi, but still, similar sizes.
Absolutely. AJ now trying to gather his bearings. And, got clothesline there. I think Tenzan tried to pound over the ropes and just tossed him out.
Oh.
Now AJ
on the outside. Tenzan, it looks like Tenzan's mouth might be bleeding a little bit on the inside.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was wearing a guard or if that was blood, but I think you're right there, bro. I think Tenzan got roughed up a little bit there. And there's the chop there by AJ.
And into the guardrail.
Nice. That's what makes AJ so good, so next level. He created that distance between him and Tenzan, and as soon as Tenzan was vulnerable, grabbed him, sent him into the guardrail. Now the Irish
Tenzan
whip.
reverses AJ over the guardrail. He didn't jump over it this time, though. He just got sent over it.
Yeah, that's really telling, guys. That's really telling that AJ couldn't even stop his own momentum. That's just the raw power of Tenzan. And now Tenzan, I think, hell, he's playing spoiler. He doesn't really have to go on the attack. If he could get the count out, he'll certainly take it.
Yeah, exactly. Tenzan's got nothing to lose here. AJ's got everything in the world to lose because if he loses this match, it'll put him just a notch below that top tier with Fale and Naito.
That's got to piss AJ off, though. That this is like just a win everything, and Tenzan really loses nothing kind of thing. So I'm the one.
And actually, you know what, John? I feel like AJ if AJ loses this match, he would be 4-3. Naito's 5-2, so AJ would need, and then even now, even if AJ wins this match, he needs Naito to lose another match and for himself to win out in order to win the tournament because Naito beat him.
Absolutely, yeah. Naito beat him and Tanahashi, something I still can't believe. And now Tenzan, they're just that blatant foot choke. I don't even know if it's a choke or if he's just driving it in AJ's face. Either way, though, can't feel good.
No, and AJ working his way back up to his feet, but Tenzan's right there to meet him, and just a head straight into the turnbuckle pad, and then a headbutt.
Wow.
And then a punch to the head. Wow, Tenzan is trying to concuss AJ Styles right now.
Well, and you know what, though? I mean, it may be dangerous, and you may frown upon it, but it is smart because a guy like AJ who's so fluid from hold to hold, if you throw his equilibrium off, if he doesn't even know where he is.
Oh, I think we might be about to get a basement dropkick here.
Probably. I mean, he took Tenzan out by the leg. Now he's favoring that knee, and you know that's... Oh, and there it is. Oh,
and the ref got in his way. He's telling the ref off. Yeah, he's angry at the ref for getting in his way.
AJ is really livid tonight. I wonder if it is just, again, what we've been talking about, the circumstances of this match, or if maybe AJ had an altercation with the Bullet Club that we don't know about backstage, or what's going on, because AJ, this is the most livid I've seen him since this tournament has started. That's not good.
Targeting the knee, though, which is a very good setup for that calf killer that he loves to use.
Yeah, that calf killer. Just driving the weight.
Yeah. And not only did he drive the weight down on his left leg into the knee, but then the right leg was actually under the foot, so that lifted it up and torqued the knee even more.
Unbelievable. And Tenzan now trying to get, I guess, some blood flowing back in that leg.
Oh, and just grinding down into the knee.
Oh, my God.
And then a kick.
God.
Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. AJ Styles is winning this match with the calf killer.
He's softening it up. Just, oh, man, now look at that. Use all the weight again.
Oh, just comes right down onto the knee.
Oh, man. Just like a press on that leg, using the rope for leverage. And, I mean, Ashton...
Oddly enough, Tenzan is still bandaged up. It looked like Toru Yano was healed up, though.
I mean, Ashton, take it from somebody that's known his share of leg pain over the years. When you feel like you can't even put any weight on it, any pressure on it...
Yeah.
It is excruciating. I remember... I had big surgery, and when my cast came off, my muscles atrophied so bad, I couldn't even move, dude. I couldn't walk at all, and I can only imagine how Tenzan's feeling. It's got to be a similar sensation. Your leg just worked over until it's hanging on by a thread.
Oh, AJ, look at this. Into the calf killer.
Beautiful counter.
This might be it.
Oh, my God, that counter.
If AJ can work his hands up to Tenzan's toes, but no, Tenzan gets to the ropes.
Did you see the urgency in Tenzan, though, Ashton? He knew how bad it was. But can we just talk about how genius, how brilliant that counter was by AJ Styles?
You keep on talking about the technical acumen of AJ Styles, and he just proved you right there.
Absolutely.
And now he's a figure four.
I love it. I love the follow-up, and now look at that.
Oh, man. Hasn't he been working on the left knee, though?
I feel like he has been.
So then this doesn't really make sense. It's like he's going after the opposite knee.
Maybe he just wants to make Tenzan not be able to walk, period. I don't know. I don't know.
Though, yep, again, Tenzan to the ropes. No big deal.
This angry AJ Styles, where was this fire when the tournament started? I feel like...
wouldn't have lost... Yeah, maybe he wouldn't have lost to Ibushi and Naito.
Yeah, certainly not. I mean, it's always weird.
Well, like you were saying, when the tournament started, he did pick up a big win over Shibata, who's been on a roll since then.
Absolutely. Now look at that measured kick there. Again, to the leg of Tenzan.
Managed to hand Shibata one of only 2 losses. Oh, and look at that. He tried to Irish whip Tenzan, but both of his legs gave out on the way.
See, I knew it. I know that kind of pain. It's excruciating. It's the worst thing you can possibly imagine. You feel no freedom whatsoever. You feel trapped. And Tenzan does this for a living. He loves this, but he has got to feel trapped.
Look at AJ with the Mongolian chop mocking Tenzan.
Now spits on the hands, and he's going to do it again, and he does. And Tenzan, adrenaline may be taking over here.
Oh, and the headbutt. Oh, wow.
Oh, God, AJ just collapsed.
The shock from that headbutt took AJ off his feet.
Cleanly. Tenzan tasting his own blood, but it's driving him on. The third Mongolian chop takes AJ Styles down.
Yeah, and AJ is in a little bit of trouble here because Tenzan's showing some fire, and the clothesline in the corner there, I think the next step may be a brainbuster.
Or maybe that
Snap
Could it be?
suplex.
Nice suplex there. Tenzan, though, he's not going to be able to really get the cover. Well, he does get the cover, but...
Oh, AJ kicked out before the ref's hand even hit for 2.
I don't even know if Tenzan can apply the same amount of leverage, though, like with those legs and everything. And adrenaline's got to be what's keeping Tenzan going right now.
Yeah, I mean, he is managing to stand, but it looks like it's definitely a struggle.
It's
and
gingerly.
nice, beautiful kip up Enziguri there.
Yeah, it just takes Tenzan down. He collapses. AJ Styles now going to the apron. Could it be that springboard
forearm? Yep. We're thinking the same thing, brother.
He's prepping it. Here it comes. He got it.
Goes for the pin.
Right into the cover.
1, 2. Oh, wow. That was actually really close. Tenzan is worn out, man.
Absolutely. I don't know if he can sustain much more. But then again, ask AJ Styles if he
AJ wants a clash.
He might get it here, but Tenzan still's got that power advantage.
Tenzan's fighting out of it.
He's able to stop AJ for the moment.
Back body drop.
He got it off. AJ didn't land on his feet or anything. He got that back body drop off. This could be Tenzan's moment here.
And, oh, nice. I don't even know what to call that.
That was like that fall through driver. And now he's going to go into the cover here. Goes right into the cover. 2. And AJ shoots the shoulder off.
Yep.
AJ stays in it.
Oh, and a headbutt from Tenzan.
Wow.
And again, 1. Oh, no, AJ's kicking out. Yeah. You can see AJ had his legs lifted in the air to kick out. Oh, but look at this. Anaconda Vice.
Oh, but look at AJ though. Brilliant by AJ.
So smart. What's really smart about the way AJ did that, not only did he not have to tap out, which is always a great bonus, but he made sure that submission didn't get locked in fully for more than a second.
Absolutely. And there's the drop kick by Styles.
And that to me tells me that AJ Styles is worried just as much about winning this match as he is preserving his body so that he can win the next 2 matches in the tournament and potentially the finals.
I think that's where this anger's coming from, Ashton. It's a sense of urgency from AJ. He knows his current standing, and he knows the standings of those around him.
I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe all AJ needs is for Naito to lose a match. And other than that, he controls his own destiny. Because the only other 2 people in the A block that if AJ wins this match would potentially be able to tie him for record, he's beaten before. Or he's either beaten before, or if Tanahashi beats Shibata, he's facing in the future.
And that was a close near fall from Tenzan there. He was able to collide with AJ. AJ's momentum working against him as Tenzan scored the headbutt. Just really...
What AJ really needs is for Tanahashi to beat Shibata tonight, and for Naito to lose one of his last 2 matches, and then AJ needs to win the rest of his matches, and he's in.
Do you think that's doable for AJ Styles? Both the circumstances in and out of his control.
Honestly, I think the biggest struggle is going to be for Naito to lose a match because he's on such a roll.
Absolutely.
And if we just look at Naito's final 2 matches, he's got Doc Gallows and Tenzan, and those guys both have 1 win each.
Yeah, that actually seems like an easy remainder of the tournament for Naito. But the knees by Tenzan.
Up. Tenzan got his knees up there. AJ went for a lion salt. 1, 2. Oh, that was so close.
That
AJ
was
kicked out.
That was close. But what does it say, Ashton? That
back into the Anaconda Vice, though.
Oh, if he gets it here. He got it this time. He got it.
Yeah, it's locked in. AJ didn't have the opportunity to get out of it as quickly as he did last time. He still has some mobility if he shifts his hips a little bit, but not much. And Tenzan is really cranking on that thing.
He knows that his legs aren't strong enough. You saw AJ clipping him earlier. He has stayed so consistent with those legs. And now AJ trying to power through Tenzan, though, doesn't want to give it to him. If I'm Tenzan, I slam it back down. I keep it in. Forget the Cobra Clutch.
You know he's going to try.
Let's see if he can do it.
But AJ not letting him. AJ's blocking, and he got the ropes. He got to the ropes. How great is AJ?
AJ, so on point. I mean, Ashton, you and I have been watching AJ Styles for years. We know how good he is. But, man, it's always nice to be reminded. And there's the blatant right to the eye. And now back to the calf killer.
That's going to be it.
Oh, that's it.
He needs to work his hands up to the toes. He needs to work his hands up. He's on the ankle right now. He needs to work his hands up higher if he wants to get this win.
Because Tenzan going to try and fight through. And did AJ get it? No,
AJ's tapping. And wow, AJ didn't even need to work his hands up to the toes. Tenzan just gave up. He just couldn't stand the pain anymore.
That had to be. Again, I've been there. It's horrible. It's agony beyond belief. I
And
can't
you know
fathom.
what? You almost have to wonder, too, how much of Tenzan's decision to tap out had to do with the fact that he has no chance of winning. Do you think he would have tried to fight a little bit longer if he had an opportunity to potentially win this tournament?
I think that's an excellent point, Ashton. I'm inclined to agree with you. I do think maybe we would have seen a little bit more fight, but Ashton, you saw the game plan the same way I did. That leg had to be hanging on by a thread, and two calf killers. I mean,
And the scary thing here, John, is there is only one person in this tournament right now that controls their own destiny.
yeah, and that would be. I mean, are we in agreement that that's Okada?
It's
That's the
Naito. It's Naito.
Naito.
I
Wow.
mean, no, I'm talking about in the A block.
Oh, in the A block, yeah, then I would agree with you that it's
The
Naito.
only person in the A block that controls their own destiny is Naito, because if he wins his final two matches against Tenzan and Gallows, which seemed like a bit of a pushover, now I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions, but it seems like it would be a pretty easy thing for Naito to do considering some of the wins he has. He would win the tournament because there is nobody else that could potentially better his record, and everybody right now that could potentially tie his record, he's beaten.
Absolutely. So really, I think the only person, if I'm not mistaken,
The only people that he's lost to, oh, you know what? Shibata. Shibata is another one. Shibata Shibata beat Naito, didn't he?
He did.
So
he
Shibata could potentially be that guy. If he wins the rest of his matches, he would get the win over Naito.
So not only is the rivalry between Tanahashi and Shibata just make this match, have the big stakes as is.
It's so interesting, John, because the triangles that are going on right now are really playing into effect. Because here's the thing. If Shibata beats Tanahashi tonight,
right,
it would be Shibata, Naito, Fale, and now AJ Styles would all have 5 wins, right?
Right.
Well, Shibata beat Naito. And Fale, I believe. He beat Fale, right?
That's correct.
But AJ beat Shibata.
That's correct.
But then Naito beat AJ.
Yes.
How would that even work? Who would win?
I don't know.
I don't know how that would even work.
Because you figure Naito also beat Fale. I don't know if that factors into anything, but I don't know.
Well, and Fale could potentially play spoiler and beat AJ here in a week or two.
That's true.
In a couple of shows, in anywhere from 2 to 4 shows. I don't know when the match is.
Absolutely. I mean, you make excellent points all around, man.
It's a very confusing situation, and I just hope it gets cleared up by the end of the tournament.
Certainly. I mean, what finals are we even going to be looking at? And you have to imagine, actually. And here's the thing, too. I mean, we're talking about A block here. This is A block. To just briefly revisit B block, I mean, Okada's the one in charge of his destiny there. 5-1 right now.
Yeah, if Okada could just win the rest of his matches, which I know it seems like I'm saying a lot there, but it's only 3 matches left. And the 3 matches that Okada has left are against Nagata, Nakamura, and Takahashi. So 2 of those he should be able to handle. Nakamura is going to be a challenge.
Absolutely. I mean, this tournament has been far more fascinating, far more engrossing than, I'll be honest, I initially gave it credit for. I thought it was pretty much a foregone conclusion who would make the finals. Even with my kind of out there pick with Kota Ibushi, I thought, oh, well, maybe Tanahashi here and somebody there. But it is anybody's game. Every win, every loss matters, people. And Gallows now
taking on Togi Makabe. This match is going to be very physical.
Absolutely. Both of these men are just very fond of just punching you straight in the mouth. Nothing pretty about either of these guys. And
More specifically, Gallows likes to opt for uppercuts to the throat.
Absolutely. And I mean, Ashton, despite the fact that his tournament experience hasn't been the best, Gallows really has had some flashes of brilliance, but Togi Makabe, I mean, if for no other reason, he will stand out to me as the man that busted open Naito, took him to the limit, and won. I mean, and considering how impressive Naito has been, that's quite a feather in the cap of the never open-weight champion.
Yeah.
Now Makabe.
One of only 2 men to beat Naito, him and Shibata.
Absolutely. Just absolutely unreal. Togi Makabe at 500. He could go to 4-3, a respectable record. I mean, you're ahead at that point.
You're ahead as far as being more wins than losses, but
right.
then you're also a class behind. Oh, and look at this. Gallows tried to take it to Makabe right away. Makabe ducked, and now it's just taking it to Gallows. Backed him into the corner, but Gallows with the uppercut to fight his way out. And already we've got some physicality going on. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, because he would be a class behind the 5 and 2 people.
Absolutely. And Gallows, a nice splash in the corner. And definitely took notes from Bad Luck Fale and trying to get the jump early, but missed the back elbow there. Now Makabe off the ropes. And
oh the shoulder check. And another one.
Oh,
Gallows might not be as strong pound for pound as Makabe, but he's got the massive size advantage right now.
And he just sent Gallows there to the outside, did Makabe. And now he's going to follow through here. They're going to fight up the ramp here. Oh, nice right hand there by Makabe.
Now, I don't know how accurate these numbers are, John, but according to Wikipedia, Doc Gallows is 6'8", 304, and Makabe is 5'11", 240.
Wow. Very interesting numbers there. And now Makabe just Irish whips there. Gallows is back into the guardrail.
About a 9-inch, 40-pound difference between these men.
Absolutely. Now Makabe going to get Gallows back in the ring here. And Makabe, I think he just tell the fans to suck it.
I think he did, but I think they love him for it.
Wow.
Now Gallows off the ropes with a shoulder block of his own takes Makabe off his feet.
Wow.
And all the way to the outside. I think Gallows might want some kind of a kick here, maybe? Super kick.
Nicely done. I'll tell you, Doc Gallows, for a big man, he has athleticism that I think gets underappreciated every now and again.
I mean, Gallows grabs the chain. What's he going to do with that?
Hey, ref. Hey, ref, step in here, ref.
On the neck, yeah.
That's a blatant choke, ref. Get in there.
I can confirm Makabe does not have blood in his mouth. He actually has a red mouthpiece that he wears on his lower jaw.
Absolutely. And the ref finally, too little, too late, ref. But, oh, wait, and not even. I thought he was going to take the chain away from Gallows.
Oh.
Just the shot there.
The referee really does not like disqualifying anyone.
I think he recognizes the stakes, Ashton. I think he recognizes
and there's that uppercut, that throat thrust right there from Gallows.
Absolutely. They're short and they're swift, you know.
And they're painful.
Exactly. And now he's going to Irish whip Makabe. Oh, the sternum. God, right into the guardrail.
That almost looked abdominals. Oh, and again, choking Makabe. It looks like some kind of a rope there.
Ref, can you please step in here and just tell Gallows, God damn. And now Gallows
what's the ref going to do? I mean, would you tell Gallows not to do something?
I would try. I mean, you're the official of this contest for a reason. I understand the stakes that G1 Climax. You're going to take some liberties and you're going to have some leniency. But good God, Makabe. Man's got to be able to breathe
again. Ribs first into the guardrail.
The difficulty Makabe must be having breathing right now. And then, Yuji Nagata.
And he just knocks one of the guardrails down on his way to, I don't even know where he's going. Is Gallows going to try and win this by countout maybe? It looks like it.
Maybe. He took Makabe pretty far out. That's interesting strategy from Gallows.
Oh, and the guardrail to the back. It looks almost like it hit him in the head, too.
Good God, Gallows.
That might be it. Gallows needs to get back in the ring. He might have this.
Makabe buried under 7.
But not even stopping there. You with the chair now to the back, not letting Makabe get up.
And the ref finally, where have you been all match, ref? Hey! And now Gallows again, damn it! The chair to the back again. And Makabe, let me tell you something, Ashton. We haven't seen a count-out victory yet. I get that. Most of these guys have the heart and resiliency, but how much can one man take? I mean, the ribs were worked over. The back was worked over. Gallows is proud of himself. He's in the ring. Makabe on all fours stirring.
And the ref started counting.
Makabe, that pride. So much pride. You gotta wonder if the pride cometh before the fall in Makabe's case. And he is just gingerly getting back to the ring. There's no sense of urgency. How can there be? I don't even know if he even knows where he is. And Gallows.
17. Oh, it looks like he's getting back in. He got back in. Wow.
That might have
the
just
toughness of Togi Makabe is unbelievable.
Absolutely. And look at that measured strike there from Gallows. And the referee admonishing. So you can admonish a right hand, but when the guy uses a steel chair and a guardrail, you're mum about it. And there's a leg drop there from Gallows. All that weight coming down. Hooks the leg here. 2.
Only a 2 count.
And yeah, Makabe does kick out. Makabe, he's at 3-3. indeed, he still wouldn't ascend to that class that we talked about. Look at the measured elbow strikes there from Gallows. So precise. And now look at that. Goes right into just that
Rear
almost,
chin lock.
yeah, rear chin lock there. Think it's perfectly legal. Takes Makabe down, grounds him.
Gallows has been really vicious in this match.
They're very focused, I think, as well.
Say what you will about him being mathematically eliminated, he seems to be taking the ability to play spoiler very seriously.
I completely agree with you. I think, and you know what, too? Think of it this way. With how tight the Bullet Club is, you don't think Doc Gallows thinks about, well, maybe I could be a service to AJ Styles? Because does Doc Gallows have any matches left that could really be of help to AJ?
Let me look real quick.
Oh, a nice kick there by Gallows, just taking Makabe down while Ashton does that research. Makabe, though...
actually, Gallows has Naito on his schedule left.
So can you imagine Gallows, the pride of playing spoiler, helping your Bullet Club stablemate AJ Styles? No wonder Gallows is so focused. Maybe he's just trying to prepare for that inevitable matchup. Oh, but that clash there. Neither of these men giving much.
King Kong versus Godzilla, brother.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that, though. Gallows with the kick.
Oh, but Makabe with a lariat.
Good God. I saw one fan show her appreciation. You're damn right. Makabe will power through anyone and everyone, and he's firing himself up here. Oh, man, points at Gallows, charges, clothesline in the corner there. I think he just flipped him off.
Another one, and Gallows, wow, he took Gallows up almost horizontal. And now the 10 punch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you know he's going to go for that Northern Lights suplex.
Absolutely.
But Gallows fights out of it.
Yes, he does.
Oh, and another lariat from Makabe. Just unbelievable.
Right into the cover, too.
Only a 2 count, though.
Kicks out. Makabe looking frustrated. So Gallows has a lot of power, more than we even realized, because if he wins here, that's just a momentum thing. And then if he can beat Naito, the service...
Oh, my goodness. He just ate that. And then the double bird. Wow. And the uppercut from Gallows.
Uppercut.
And then a big boot. Wow. Takes Makabe off his feet even.
Makabe actually goes to the other corner there. And Gallows follows through. Good God, Doc Gallows. And now he's going to lift Makabe up. And now
and just a measured kick to the back of the head.
Did you know that Gallows had this athleticism in him, Ashton?
Almost Muay Thai-esque.
Absolutely. I mean, did you know Gallows had this in him? Because I didn't.
I mean, I knew he was an athlete, but I didn't think he could get his leg up that high.
Those limbs. And now another super kick again.
Now goes for the pin. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, and Makabe kicks
does
out.
Kick out. Makabe stays in it. Makabe, I mean, you're talking about a man that's beaten Ishii, and that's a very privileged class of men that can say that.
Honestly, John, I think Makabe might be just as surprised as you and I are at Gallows' athleticism.
Oh, look at that. Gallows thinking choke bomb, though. But, look at that.
But another one of those uppercuts. That almost seems unfair.
Oh, now
what is that?
Wow. Oh, man. Wait, is that going to do it? And no, it's not.
No, not quite. I don't know what that even was. That looked almost like he grabbed him by the face and powerbombed him. That was so weird.
That's like an inverted hangman's position, and then he dropped him down. He used to call that in WWE hanging from the gallows. That's why I wondered if it was going to be over. But now this is what
he wants the choke bomb. No, but Makabe fights out of it. Uppercut from Gallows. He loves those uppercuts. Oh, but a lariat. Makabe loves his lariats like Gallows loves those uppercuts.
And Makabe making the motion. I'm going to end this.
Oh,
wow. What a driver. Now he's going to go to the top rope.
Body press. Oh, the King Kong knee drop. That's got to be it.
That's going to do it, I think. 1, 2, 3 count. Wow.
And Gallows, if he wants to play spoiler and help his boy AJ out by beating Naito, he's going to do a lot. He's going to need to do a lot better than that.
You know what he's going to need? Bullet Club shenanigans.
Oh, man. That could be the spoiler. You're right, John. That could potentially happen. I personally am picking Naito to win the A block, but with the Bullet Club, they're always a wild card.
Absolutely. Gallows realizes. And how much do you want to bet, Ashton? You and I won't see it. The cameras won't see it. But how much do you want to bet that AJ Styles is going to have a stern talking to Gallows about what awaits him when he faces Naito? I think the Bullet Club may be getting ready for a club meeting, if you will, pretty soon.
Well, that might be a good idea if AJ knew what it took to beat Naito, but he didn't.
Exactly. And Gallows that may cause tension between the two of them because, I mean, if I'm Gallows, I'm saying, hey, man, You're relying on me to do it. You're called the phenomenal one. Why couldn't you beat Naito? What was your problem? And that could really cause tension. And there is Makabe, so proud to be the never openweight champion, and why shouldn't he be? He's an impressive athlete.
And now I believe isn't Makabe 4-3?
That's correct.
So he is above 500, but he's still just a notch below the 5-2 crowd.
Exactly. I mean,
and he's going to get joined in that 4-3 category by whoever loses the next match between Shibata and Tanahashi.
We're here, Ashton. How are you feeling, bud?
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit anxious. But at the end of the day, I think that the best thing that I can say is that I am looking forward to this match more than just about anything we've seen so far.
I mean, Ashton, I would like to ask you, for all of our viewers that may be joining us for the first time, I don't know, maybe they're late to the party of this tournament. I could certainly understand with how extensive it is. Just very briefly, even if you want to give a Cliff Notes version, what is the animosity between Tanahashi and Shibata?
To keep it really simple, they were coming up together through the ranks, making their way to the top, and New Japan was going through a hard time. They weren't selling out arenas. They were having ticket sales were struggling. They weren't getting as much business as they were hoping to, or I guess as Shibata was hoping they would. And Shibata left. He just straight up bailed out, went to MMA, tried his hand at being a mixed martial artist, and basically just failed at that. He didn't do very well. I think he went 3-11 in his time as an MMA fighter. And then when New Japan was at the top of the world, when they were really making their comeback, when it was a great business built on the back of Tanahashi, along with some help with Nakamura and some of those guys, then Shibata decided to come back, and he felt as though he deserved to be put back where he was before, which was equal to Tanahashi. Obviously, Tanahashi had a problem with that, and obviously it didn't actually happen, but it's sort of the bandwagon jumping that Tanahashi has an issue with Shibata for.
Now, I'm glad you explained all that. I thank you for going over the story again for any new viewers we have. And with that, I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. If you're Shibata, you asked to be treated on the same level as Tanahashi, what would a win over Tanahashi do? Forget about the G1 Climax in itself for a moment, and I know that's hard to do given the stakes. But on a personal level, if he can beat Tanahashi, do you think that's kind of his way of saying, yeah, I do deserve to be on the same level as you. I do deserve some more treatment because I just bested you here tonight? Or do you still feel like Shibata maybe is just looking straight ahead to that world championship as the ultimate symbol of, I'm here, everybody else is here?
You know what? I think that Shibata might have that in his head, but realistically, you don't prove that you're just as good as Tanahashi by beating him once.
Exactly. I think you really want to prove you're as good as Tanahashi. You deprive him of going to Wrestle Kingdom 10. You deprive him of that World Championship match. And more than depriving him, you do it in his stead. You do it, and then you shove it in his face. And I could see Shibata doing that. And now here comes Tanahashi.
To me, if Shibata really wanted to prove he was better than Tanahashi, he shouldn't have let Toru Yano pin him in 4 minutes.
I know. And see, I didn't even mention it this time. You did. But, I mean, you got a point there.
Now out comes Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan. Some people would argue that he's the John Cena of New Japan. I liken him a little bit more to Stone Cold Steve Austin, not necessarily in demeanor, just in the fact that he took the company from an all-time low business-wise and brought it to new heights that it had never seen before.
And you know what? We go back to human nature. We talked about human nature in the Naito Toru Yano matchup. And I'll talk about it again here. I can't blame Tanahashi, and I know a defense of Tanahashi for me. How shocking this must be for all of you. But I can't blame Tanahashi for his embittered feelings towards Shibata. I mean, you spend all this time, tilling the soil, cultivating the land, so to speak, making the brand something to be proud of. And then Shibata comes in right when harvest is good. I mean, imagine, Ashton, imagine how that burns Tanahashi up inside, because the man that we see coming down, doing the air guitar, high-fiving the fans, I believe that man. There is a sincerity to that man. But don't you think that when you look across from that ring and you see the man that wanted to pay off of your labor, the sweat of your brow, that you don't just want to kick the shit out of him just a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I actually did a little bit of research while you were saying that, and Shibata's mixed martial arts record was 4-10-1.
Wow.
So he does have 4 wins under his belt, as well as 10 losses and a draw. But it's still not that much more impressive than the 3-11 that I thought that he was.
Absolutely. And I mean, hey, I will never take anything away from Shibata. I have said repeatedly his submission and strike acumen is better than I think anybody in this tournament. But I do sympathize with Tanahashi, I'm not going to lie. And I think that his anger towards Shibata could be the X factor here.
It's not unfounded.
Right.
It's not sort of just like a baseless anger that is kind of an unreasonable thing. Like I completely understand where Tanahashi's coming from. I kind of feel like it's almost now. Obviously, it's not quite as overly exaggerated as this, but it's almost a John Cena Rock deal where Cena has been kind of hitting the grind and working for WWE every day of the year, and The Rock comes back and expects to be handed a championship. And I think that you and I were both on Cena's side in that. So realistically, it would make sense that we would side with Tanahashi here. But I just freaking love Shibata so much, it's hard to do.
And I do as well. Again, I'll never take anything away from the man's ability. And I look at the follow through, that waist lock counter. But Tanahashi, we saw this in the tag match.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing in the tag match, and Tanahashi was hanging with Shibata. And again, I've said it before. I said it in the tag match yesterday, and I'll say it again. You might be able to hang with Shibata as far as the technical acumen goes, but the one thing that you will not beat him in is a striking contest.
His strikes, not only the precision, but the ferocity of those strikes.
And if you
knock
need
a
further
man
proof,
down.
he beat Makabe.
Absolutely.
And he didn't beat
what does it
Makabe
say?
with technical acumen. He beat Makabe with strikes.
Absolutely. He beat Makabe in a fight. I
Exactly.
mean, that's really no bones about it.
And
No
Makabe's another
bones
one of those
about it.
guys that we always talk about. You might be able to out wrestle Makabe, but you can't outfight him. Shibata outfought him.
Absolutely. And Shibata, nice control of that side headlock, much like AJ did earlier with Tenzan. And, I would love to know. I would love to know what is going in the minds of both of those men, what they're thinking, especially Shibata being the bearer of the hatred in question.
Well, what I
What's
appreciate
he
from
thinking?
Shibata here is that he's going out of his way to slow the pace down of the match. He's not letting Tanahashi get any kind of steam under him. He's not going to let Tanahashi, pick up some of that fire where he starts going on a roll and then gets the momentum, and then maybe he takes it out on Shibata because he's got that anger that you talked about earlier as well. Shibata slowing things down makes a ton of sense.
Now look at this here. Tanahashi breaks up, but
And again,
Shibata.
oh no, but Tanahashi has the side headlock now.
I thought Shibata was going to go for a suplex,
I
Ashton.
did too. I thought he was going to go for just like a simple side suplex, but he didn't.
Absolutely. And
Oh, and
now
look, Tanahashi
Tanahashi.
keeping that headlock locked in.
This match is going to be something else, guys. I don't even know if anybody even really realizes the pride that these two men have. They want to keep pace with each other. I feel like Tanahashi, for being in Shibata's headlock for as long as he was, I think he considers that an insult. And now look at that, though, by Shibata. Back into the side headlock again. Just the fluidity of both of these men. Side headlock takeover there from Shibata, but then the head scissors there by Tanahashi.
Oh, and Shibata's trying to kick out of it, but Tanahashi's keeping it locked in.
Wow.
Just a head scissors.
Oh, but look at
Now
Shibata
Shibata
shifting
finds
the
a way
weight.
out. Flip over and put the momentum on Tanahashi's shoulders. Get a pin.
Absolutely. And he breaks it.
Oh,
Oh,
he went
breaks
for the
the leg.
penalty kick.
Oh, I'm going to get sucked into this match, folks. I promise you. Anybody who knows me, I'm loving what these guys are doing right now. But I'm telling you, to Ashton's point, I don't think it'll take long for this match to devolve or evolve, depending on your point of view, into just a straight up strike fest. And you got to give that to Shibata.
Yeah, if Tanahashi's going to win this, he needs to turn it into a technical wrestling match because I think he
Nice.
Shibata at one of those.
Absolutely. A nice takedown.
Oh, and he's got the legs crossed. Is he going to go for maybe a bow and arrow type submission here?
Maybe. I mean, he's got Tanahashi halfway there and working over the legs. I mean, it would make it more.
Over for the face. This could be incredibly painful.
Oh,
Indian Deathlock.
Oh, God. Oh, not yet, not yet. But look how low he is to the ground and everything. Oh, and there it is. Oh, man, there it is. Oh, Tanahashi looks to be in agony.
Yeah, he's got this Indian Deathlock locked in tight.
And Ashton, think about this.
Oh, and just cranking on the leg.
Tanahashi is such a momentum-based wrestler. I mean, when he comes off the ropes with a sling blade, and now the bow and arrow. The
There
bow
it
and arrow
is.
by Shibata.
Wow. Oh,
But
but
look at that.
Tanahashi flips it over into a pin hand. No.
Tanahashi gets that leverage, and Shibata quick to kick out. But I was getting ready to say, as he was starting to work on the legs a little bit, Tanahashi's such a momentum-based wrestler, with the sling blade and then the high fly flow. If Shibata targets those legs, it would make it so difficult for Tanahashi to scale the ropes with the fluidity that he does to get the high fly flow off with the ease that he does. But look at
Oh,
Tanahashi!
kicks the leg. Wow, very impressive.
Are you kidding me?
I told you, man. I think Tanahashi stands a chance in a technical wrestling match. He just doesn't want it to turn into a strike fest.
Is he going to go?
He's just cranking on the leg. He's basically trying to match Shibata move for move here. Almost an inverted Indian deathlock.
Absolutely. Oh, man. And now I wonder if he's going to follow it up with maybe with forearm strikes because Shibata's so vulnerable at the moment, or if he's just going to rely on this
That's something that you would definitely expect if it was Daniel Bryan. I don't know if Tanahashi is quite that vicious.
Absolutely.
But he definitely has that inverted Indian deathlock ready to get locked in if he could just stand up with it.
Absolutely. And I'm surprised.
And it looks like he's trying, but Shibata gets to the ropes. Look at that.
Yeah, look at Shibata almost like using the back of his head, like his back and his head there to make the break. Tanahashi there with the kick.
So smart.
I mean, Ashton, these two guys have just been hanging with each other. Like you said, Tanahashi certainly doesn't want to get in a strike bout with Shibata. Now, what's going to happen here? And there's the overheat chop.
Yeah, Tanahashi with a little bit of disrespect of his own. Oh, but Shibata, look at this. Going for the abdominal stretch. Shibata, well, it looks like Tanahashi's fighting out of it, but no, Shibata locks it in.
Shibata got it.
I've never seen a more dramatic abdominal stretch.
Well, I mean, did you see the sense of urgency from Tanahashi to try and escape, and Shibata just wouldn't let it happen?
Yeah, Shibata just ruthless, absolutely relentless, not giving Tanahashi any room to breathe.
I normally say about a lot of matches, you're not going to see anything scientific. I mean, this has been all scientific from where I sit so far. And now look at Tanahashi trying to get the leverage, gets the arm drag. But look at Shibata, though.
Oh, is he going to go for an Indian Deathlock again, maybe? No, he has the leg. Maybe a heel hook. A heel hook. He's got it. He's got it.
Wow. Oh, my God, this match right now.
If he would look backwards, if he would look up a little bit. Oh, and now going for a figure four. And look at that. Figure P even.
I mean, Ashton, how on point is Shibata? I mean, you're the really big fan of his. I mean, this shouldn't surprise you.
Technical acumen is really just legitimate. Again, I can't emphasize enough. If this match stays a technical back and forth like it's been, Tanahashi has a chance. If Shibata really wants to take it to Tanahashi and end him, he needs to start pulling out some of those strikes. But now, honestly, it almost feels like an exhibition. Like Shibata's just trying to show off to prove that, yeah, I am just as good as this guy is at technical wrestling, if not better.
And again, I want to bring it back to a point I made earlier, working over the legs of Tanahashi. Again, Tanahashi, a momentum-based wrestler that's got to cut out a lot of his offense. Not going to have the same oomph with the sling blade. Certainly not with the high fly flow. The more Shibata wears down the legs of Tanahashi. Tanahashi he has to get to the ropes. I don't even know.
He is pushing hard on that leg. That's got to hurt so bad.
It's got to be excruciating.
Oh, and it looks like Tanahashi's trying to reverse the momentum, reverse the leverage of this move. But Shibata flattens him out. Great stuff from Shibata. Oh, and just back up against the rope or up against the mat. If Shibata can get his hips raised a little bit. Oh, and they're just a little tiny inch there, it looked like. The higher Shibata's hips go, the more painful this is for Tanahashi.
And I mean, Tanahashi, again, do you advise against this, him trying to reverse the pressure? Shouldn't he just try and get to the ropes knowing how
I think he is. Yeah, he is. He was trying to get to the ropes that whole time.
Shibata's so good. You know what
else? Sometimes it's easier to roll to the ropes than it is to kind of like squeak your way over there.
That's an excellent point. But look at the measured kicks right to the leg there.
And you know what? That's what I recommend. I said earlier, Shibata needs to start pulling out some of his strikes, and now they are.
Tanahashi trying to...
And look at that. See, that's what I'm saying. Tanahashi might be able to go toe-to-toe with Shibata in a wrestling match, but if he turns it into a fight, Shibata's got the advantage. And now, Shibata with the forearms, and you know he wants to hit that basement dropkick here, too.
Oh,
Tanahashi's getting up. Oh, no. Tanahashi's going to start targeting the leg. Wait for the dragon screws to start coming out.
But I mean, Ashton, you know what that means. If Shibata targeted Tanahashi's leg and Tanahashi is targeting Shibata's leg, they're back on an even playing field. Any advantage that one guy might have had over the other is gone. Because as soon as Tanahashi gets some of those dragon screws off and you see him, he's gingerly. He's got a limp, just Tanahashi. Shibata may soon be the same.
And the
Oh,
crazy
man.
thing is, if Shibata hits that penalty kick, if he has a bum leg, he might have to tend to it before going for the cover. It might end
Not
up
only,
costing him the match.
not only
Oh,
that's
there's a dragon
oh my
screw.
God, the
First
snap.
dragon screw of the match.
Dude, the snap.
When Tanahashi gets a little bit miserable, when he gets into a bad mood, he can be such a bully. And I love that side of him, too. It's so good.
I mean, Ashton, the snap on that dragon screw, he just quickly got it off, and the speed, just jerking that leg.
Yeah, not interested in doing anything fancy. He's just interested in effectiveness right now. And look at this. Some forearms to Shibata.
That rage of Tanahashi. I
Oh,
can't
is he
remember.
going to go for a
Oh my
basement
God.
dropkick of his own, maybe?
Are you kidding me?
He is, and he hit it. Wow. It looked almost like Shibata's head almost got stuck between the grates on that guardrail.
I'm telling you, folks, this Tanahashi, I felt like at Wrestle Kingdom 9 he had respect for Okada. I feel like he respects all of the people he's in the ring with. But I mean, this isn't the guy playing air guitar. He is taking this so seriously. I mean, the hatred, I think, has overtaken Tanahashi here. And normally, to any other wrestler, that might be a detriment. But to Tanahashi, it is
He
most
channels it.
right now. Exactly. An asset.
He
And now,
definitely he's shown the ability to take his emotions and channel them into effectiveness, really.
but here's the thing. Anger still blinds no matter how focused you are with it. If Tanahashi makes even one mistake, you know Shibata is good enough that
And I
that's...
think he's making a mistake right now by trying to turn this into a strike fight with
Oh,
Shibata.
oh
Yeah,
man, one
you're
mistake too
not
many.
going to outstrike Shibata. I've said it all match, and I'll keep saying it as long as Tanahashi keeps going for it. Oh,
And
and one forearm from Shibata sends Tanahashi almost down to the ground and into the corner. And now Shibata with the forearm series. But look at Tanahashi. Tanahashi's trying to match him.
there's a pride here. Tanahashi doesn't even want to concede to the very thought that Shibata might be his better tonight. And now,
Oh
oh,
my
that!
God! He
Good
just stopped him in
God!
the face.
Good God, he might have a concussion, and now the forearm's in the corner.
Oh, but Tanahashi's up. Oh, but he saw it coming and he uppercutted him. Look at this. Basement drop kick. And
Oh,
right in the face. Again,
God.
the precision of Shibata, all focusing on the head of Tanahashi. Normally, that basement drop kick hits the chest, but he knows that double stomp and then the uppercut damaged the head of Tanahashi, so he turned the basement drop kick into one that focuses on the head.
Oh, now look at that arm trap suplex. And that doesn't even do the trap, just goes into the cover. It was a release variation, and Tanahashi still kicks out. And now look at that.
Shibata's original game plan was to target the leg, but now it seems like he's changing it up and he's targeting the head and neck.
Well, let me ask you, Ashton, do you think that's smart? I mean, do you agree with that by Shibata, or do you think consistency is key?
Say what you want about the legs. We've seen guys like Adrian Neville and Tanahashi. Oh my God!
The octopus stretch by Shibata.
As I was saying, we've seen guys like Adrian Neville and Tanahashi do high-flying moves with injured legs. It's not impossible, but what really causes a problem is when you've got a midsection or a neck or a head or some other kind of injury that the impact of hitting your high-flying move causes you to be stunned and you can't follow up and go for the pin.
Absolutely. And that octopus stretch, I have never seen a more perfect form. I'm telling you, every time I see Shibata in the ring, I wish I could just go back in time. I'd want to see Shibata versus Guerrero, Shibata versus Benoit, Shibata versus Angle, as Tanahashi finds reprieve.
Oh, but another dragon screw. No. Just a slap to the face. Wow.
And both these men crumple under the weight of their own pride, under the weight of this match. Just everything. These men are giving everything. This isn't just about advancing to 5 wins for these men. It isn't just about the chance to go to Wrestle Kingdom 10 and face Okada for the World Championship. There is a history here, and neither man wants to concede to the other that he may be my better on this night, because I think that thought makes them physically ill. I can certainly say, I can certainly say for Tanahashi, Ashton, it makes him physically ill. Shibata, maybe not so much. I don't know. But both of these guys, man, the hatred here is palpable.
I think as much as Shibata wants to prove that he's better than Tanahashi, I think that there's a sense of humility to him where he He wants to feel now as though he not only is better than Tanahashi, but he wants to prove it, and he wants to be able to get along with Tanahashi. He doesn't want them to be enemies. He wants them to be, at the very least, friendly, so that they can coexist at the top of the card, which is where Shibata wants to be.
You know, I once heard, Ashton.
Oh, and the uppercut from Shibata, but Tanahashi with one of his own.
Tanahashi.
And
Now,
now,
uppercut battle here.
oh, but Shibata.
Oh,
Shibata
man.
hit 2 in a row, but Tanahashi countered.
Oh, and another one. And another one.
Shibata hits 3 in a row this time, but Tanahashi counters with a punch and then an uppercut. And now Tanahashi off the rope, but no, Shibata with the knee to the gut takes Tanahashi down. Oh, and he wants a penalty kick here. Oh, but Tanahashi
my God, Tanahashi caught it.
We're going to get a dragon screw here. No, another kick. A drop kick to the opposite leg now.
Wow.
Tanahashi is content with basically doing the AJ Styles strategy and taking out both of Shibata's legs.
I mean, a legless wrestler.
Actually, no, you know what? I think he has been focusing on the left leg the entire time. Because I've been thinking about it, and the leg that he kicks with isn't the leg that Tanahashi's been focused on, and he kicks with the right leg. So I think, yeah, Tanahashi's been focusing on that left leg this entire time. He wants to prevent Shibata from being able to plant on that penalty kick.
This could be the
and look at this, going for the clover leaf.
And he did get like another seated dragon screw while you were speaking, so he is relentlessly picking apart that leg. And Shibata here,
Texas cloverleaf.
He is fairly close to the rope zone, not so much anymore. Tanahashi must have heard me because now he just dragged Shibata.
And he is standing. He isn't even crouching really. Oh, now he's starting to.
Oh,
but the
God.
center of gravity is on Shibata's neck right now.
Oh, God, the pain.
This looks more painful than any Boston Crab I've ever seen.
I have to agree with you. And I was getting ready to say earlier, I once heard an adage that if you ever want to understand another man, do it with your fists. I've got to wonder, do Tanahashi and Shibata have a better understanding of each other with the sheer physicality that we are seeing from these two here tonight?
I think that the big problem there that Shibata wanted to avoid was going down and letting his elbows come off the mat, because then his neck would have been getting absolutely destroyed with the pressure of that move. Shibata was very smart to keep his elbows on the mat at all times with his chest lifted off the mat. And look at that, almost a Samoan driver or even a Michinoku driver there from Tanahashi.
Absolutely. Tanahashi looking at that rope. Can he scale? And he does.
He wants a high fly flow.
Oh, but the kick! Are you kidding me?
No, sir.
Oh, my God. Shibata right now. I'll tell you, if hatred is driving Tanahashi, pride has got to be just driving Shibata, because I don't know how he was able to get that kick when his leg is hanging on by a string, by a thread. And now it could be the superplex here.
See, Shibata wants a superplex here, but is he going to have the leg strength to pull it off? That's the question.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. And Tanahashi, they're showing resistance, trying to fight out here. There's another shot. No, these two just going back and forth. Back and forth. This could be our first draw, Ashton, with the way these two are going. Oh, the forearms on the top rope. And Tanahashi does get
with the advantage. And yeah, I mean, Shibata's legs might be playing into this, because how much extra effort is Tanahashi able to put into this by putting his entire body into it, whereas Shibata is punching with only arm strength.
Oh, no, again!
Oh, the kick! That had to take so much out of Shibata, though, for him to jump up like that. And, I mean, as effective as it may have been, Tanahashi is still on the top rope. Oh, Gorilla Press Slam! Wow!
Oh, now penalty kick, maybe? No, Tanahashi's up. Sling blade! But both of these men are down. Oh, my God. There's going to be nothing left of either one of these men when this match is over, Ash. And look at them, both of them, just putting their hands over their faces, just probably thinking, what do I have to do? Why won't this guy just lay down and die?
Both in so much pain, both drenched in sweat, both men never going to give up.
Both of these men, again, if I'm not mistaken, Ashton, 4-2. The winner will be 5-2. That will be their record.
And the loser will get sent down to the Togi Makabe stage, back at 4-3.
Or could it be the Dragon Suplex here from Tanahashi?
It looks
Shibata
like
had it scouted.
Shibata, Fireman's Carry. Death Valley Driver.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And both these men down again. And normally, Ashton, after a Death Valley Driver with that kind of oomph, you'd immediately go for the cover, but Shibata is so worn out he can't capitalize.
Yeah.
but I think he is going to get to his feet first. You would think he is stirring.
That's good news, at least for Shibata.
That does have
Shibata's
to
up to his feet. He's pulling up Tanahashi, though. That's never a good idea. If someone's on the ground, leave him there. Do something to him while they're down there. Maybe even go for a pin. I don't approve of this. And look at that right there. Oh, the neck breaker.
Neck breaker there by Tanahashi. And now he's feeling it.
He wants the high fly flow. He's going for it. I mean, he is moving spry.
Absolutely. He goes for it.
Oh, and he got it. He got the high fly flow while Shibata was standing, but now he's going to want one while Shibata's on his back.
If he gets this here, it might be over. It might be over.
Oh, Shibata got his knees up. Into the pin? No. Into the sleeper. Into the sleeper.
Oh, and it's got to be worse for Tanahashi.
It's not locked in, though. It's not locked in yet. He needs to lock in the sleeper. This is just a chin lock so far. He needs to lock it in.
Does he need to lower the arm? Does he need to reposition
the arm? Right there! There it is!
There it is. We got it, folks. We got ourselves a sleeper, and Tanahashi is fading.
Oh, Tanahashi's fighting out of it, though. That little burst of energy. Oh, but the kick to the back of the head.
How smart was that?
And the lariat to the back of the back, really, the top of the back. And then another kick to the back of the head and goes for the pin.
And it goes right to the cover.
1, 2. And
Tanahashi stays in it. My God, what an effort.
If Shibata wants to get that sleeper locked in, he needs to go for it now. He wants the penalty kick. Oh, but Tanahashi ducked. Tanahashi, German. Roll through.
Roll through here.
Into a bridge. He wants a bridge, but Shibata.
Oh my God.
Shibata not let open. Now he's got the bridge. 1, 2, and Shibata kicks out.
Oh, back in the sleeper.
He's got it. Oh,
Tanahashi.
The pinning combination. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
I think he got him. He got him.
Shibata needs to pay more attention to his shoulders. He needs to improve his ring awareness.
I can't believe that Tanahashi caught Shibata.
That felt like a fraction of what these guys have to offer. Now, after that, I don't want either one of them to win G1 because I want them to have a match against each other at Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom 10 with those two going
10.
at it again.
I'm sorry, I keep on doing that.
Dude, this was such a great matchup. I don't blame you, but here's the big story here, Ashton. A, Tanahashi is 5-2. B, Shibata now is 4-3. But more importantly, this creates an opening for Naito, doesn't it? Because now...
Yeah, this creates a huge opening for Naito.
Unbelievable.
Naito, now, if Naito manages to win his last 2 matches...
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. His only 2 losses so far are to Makabe and Shibata, so if Naito wins his last 2 matches, he wins the block. That's it.
Absolutely.
He now controls his own destiny. He needed Tanahashi to win, and Tanahashi won. And now, because Naito beat Tanahashi, all Naito needs to do is win his last 2 matches. Doesn't matter what happens in the rest of the block. He wins his last 2 matches, and he wins the block. That's it.
I think that match was so important. I mean, obviously on the professional level with the G1 Climax, and as Ashton just got done telling everybody, but also on an emotional level, I mean, the history between these 2 men. And Tanahashi, he has to feel a sense of vindication with this victory. Because Tanahashi, call it malicious, call it what you like, I think it's a bit of satisfaction knowing that he's just pushed Shibata a little further down from that IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And I gotta say, for my money, the biggest winner here wasn't just all of us, but the guy in the back, Tetsuya Naito, who was probably watching this whole thing.
And you know what, John?
What's that?
Did Shibata beat Tana? No, that was the match that we just saw. I think that might have actually mathematically eliminated Shibata.
Are you kidding me?
Shibata right now is 4-3, right?
Yeah.
Tanahashi and AJ Styles are both 5-2. And they're facing each other, which means that one of them is going to have 6 wins no matter what.
Right.
So even if they only have 6 wins, if one of those guys, when one of those guys gets their 6th win, even if they lose the other match, they would still end the tournament 6-3, which is now the best Shibata can do, and he's now lost to both of them.
Yeah. I can't
So Shibata is now mathematically eliminated. And the only reason Togi Makabe isn't technically mathematically eliminated is because if Tanahashi beats AJ Styles, Makabe could still beat Tanahashi because they have a match left.
Oh, man. In one night, Ashton. One night.
Ibushi and Shibata have both been mathematically eliminated from winning the A block.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
We've cut the field in half. We're down to 5. It's between Tanahashi, Styles, Naito, Fale, and Makabe.
I gotta put my money on Naito, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, again though, we need to consider the Bullet Club issue because AJ Styles faces Naito, or I'm sorry, Naito faces Doc Gallows, and even though that might seem like a bit of a pushover for Naito, the Bullet Club is the X factor, and the Bullet Club knows that if they can get Naito to lose that match, and AJ Styles wins the rest of his matches, AJ's got an opportunity to win the entire tournament. I believe, actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, AJ's last two matches are against Fale and Tanahashi. So if he takes both those guys out, all they need to do is make sure that Naito doesn't win both of his matches, and AJ Styles wins the A block.
And that's the interesting thing because you got to wonder, would Fale lay down for AJ Styles to give him all the energy he needs for Tanahashi? I mean, so many questions I think have been raised from this predicament.
It's crazy because on the last day of G1, we are getting Nakamura and Okada. We're getting Ishii and Elgin. I'm not sure if that'll be the day that we get Styles and Tanahashi. You know what? That's it's a B block day, so I'm guessing the day before that we'll probably get Styles and Tanahashi.
Right.
It seems like they're saving all of the big name matches for the last days, and the last day is a B block day, obviously. So we're getting Okada, Nakamura, and Ishii, Elgin. But then the day before that, I haven't looked it up yet. I would need to do that to make sure, but I'm fairly certain we're getting Styles Tanahashi on that day as well.
I still can't get over that Shibata got caught, but I think that was the only way either of these men were going to win that match. It wasn't going to be a really,
I
like a
put you
dominant
down
win.
because I knocked you
Yeah,
out. It's not going to
exactly.
happen.
It was going to be that dominant win.
Yeah.
It was going to be that hiccup. It was going to be getting caught, and I
And yes,
just
I can confirm the final day of G1 is Nakamura Okada and also Elgin Ishii. But the day before that, the final A block match is Tanahashi versus Styles. That's going to be huge.
absolutely. And if you're Naito, I just what are you even thinking right now? Because Tanahashi served his purpose.
As soon as Tanahashi did that, you know Naito had to get the biggest, most devilish grin on his face.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, Ashton, no disrespect to Tenzan because he's the NWA World Champion. He's not a pushover. Again, we've said multiple times. Pushovers don't participate in G1 Climax. But if Naito can get
He's not on
past
the same level as Naito.
he's not. And that's just the thing. If he can get past Dog Gallows and the Bullet Club factor, I really can't conceive why Naito would lose to Tenzan. Naito will have this thing. I'll honestly, I know you'll stop me and I'll stop myself, but if Naito can beat Dog Gallows, I will want to prematurely declare him
Yeah.
the winner of his block. I really will, guys,
Yep.
because I just can't see it. And
The
Tanahashi,
only other thing that I could think of, and I know Tenzan probably wouldn't be happy about it, but if the Bullet Club decides to wait until the last minute and interfere in the match against Tenzan just to make sure that Naito doesn't win that block.
I'm telling you, AJ Styles, we always talk about his technical ability, but leading the Bullet Club, it takes a cerebral edge, one which AJ does possess. He's got to be looking at the field with the same intensity and exactness as you have been, Ashton, and he's got to be formulating a plan. He's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whew,
folks,
this is one of the most intense days of G1 just because of how many people. And really, I mean, technically it's only two, but it's two guys that you and I both thought had a massive chance of winning getting eliminated.
absolutely. Just a shocker here.
Yeah.
And how funny is it? I mean, I'm not one to play into superstition, but this was day 13. And what rotten luck for Ibushi and Shibata.
Yeah, really.
Unbelievable.
Whew, they both got matched up against guys who, in the conditions that where they who won, that would eliminate them. That's what it came down to. Tanahashi beating Shibata, and Tanahashi was the only one. Tanahashi was the only one that could have mathematically eliminated Shibata, just like Bad Luck Fale was the only one that could have mathematically eliminated Ibushi.
And I mean, just imagine it. And when you say it like that Tanahashi was the only one, the sense of self-satisfaction Tanahashi has got to be feeling right now.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I hate to always bring it back to football, but it's almost like when the Falcons kill the Saints' playoff chances, man.
exactly, exactly. You're right on point there. And this tournament, I feel like I say it at the end of like every big day when you've seen like a really seismic main event. But again, the landscape just keeps changing and changing and changing. I mean, who is going to emerge the winners of their blocks? And then those two block winners have to face each other. Now, can you imagine the exhaustion? You go through your block, and then you have to face the winner of, well, let's say the block B winner has to face the winner of block A, and you're just thinking, one match. I just got to beat one more person. And I punch my ticket to Wrestle Kingdom 10 in a world title shot. But given how both of these blocks are shaping up, we might just see Naito versus Okada. We might just see that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was actually thinking Naito versus Nakamura, to be honest.
We'll see. I mean, anything is possible, but it really is very telling to me, Ashton, very telling that with all the differences of opinion that you and I have had over the years, and a lot of times it's on big issues. I mean, you and I seem to be unanimous in thinking. Yeah. Naito. Yeah.
And we can't even agree on the opposite block, which, I mean, Okada is the only person who's 5-1 right now.
Right.
He's not the only person with 5 wins, but he's the only person in the tournament with only 1 loss.
Exactly.
That's huge.
That is huge. I just, everything we knew, I think, tonight just changed. We got dropped on our head here with the eliminations mathematically of Shibata and Ibushi.
Absolutely
and that
nuts.
Man,
and now the crazy thing is we've got 5 guys that could potentially win the A block, and the other 5 are just trying to play spoiler. I don't know what you could spoil, but I guess we'll see.
I mean, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And that man, Hiroshi Tanahashi, has reclaimed full possession of his house. He beat Shibata. He caught him. Just those 3 seconds makes all the difference in the world between heartbreak and elation. The latter belonging to Tanahashi tonight.
Absolutely. All right. I mean, this was a great show. This is one of my favorite shows that we've seen so far in G1, maybe my favorite. And I want to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our commentary, and we will see you again for day 14, which I believe is tomorrow. Is that right, John?
That is correct, I believe, yes.
Wow, it's going so fast. This coming week is the last week. Next Sunday, I believe, is the finals.
Yeah, we're so close now, guys, and I want to thank
you
for
the home stretch.
Taking this whole journey with us. I have loved it. What an emotional day at G1. Great matches and everything. I have to co-sign with you, Ashton. This is going to go down as one of my favorite G1 days for sure. And could this be Naito's time? That is the question.
We'll see. We will see. I mean, I know for a fact that there's no G1 on Mondays, so I'm pretty sure Naito's next match will be on Tuesday, and it's either going to be against Tenzan or Doc Gallows. I'm guessing it'll be against Gallows.
Right.
Till then, we do have another B Block show tomorrow that we will be commentating for, and we will see you guys for that.